What's up guys, this is OmegaLiar, and today I'm bringing you two more Top Gear test track laps, the first of which is the 370z, obviously it's by Nissan, and this is an interesting fun little sports car. It's got a very unique look that, at least from profile, looks to be takes some of its design from Porsche. Now for those of you who don't see that, it's all about the long hood to the very upright front window that has a more sloped back part, and it's a good looking car. It's got a lot of interesting features such as huge wheel arches, kind of like the Mercedes, the Mercedes SL Black. It's also got really big wheel arches. It's got a pretty aggressive looking front, and I'm not a huge fan of, and some of the newer models actually got rid of those two teeth vampire fang things that they got, but and I think it looks better like that at least. But this is a fun car. It's actually a very good handling car, but it's not the fastest. So in a place like Top Gear, it's not going to be one of the better cars. And this is upgraded to A class. It's got some handling upgrades. It's got shifting upgrades. Shifting upgrades are important on this car if you get it, because this car actually has a very slow shift time. And really, so you want to replace the clutch, maybe give it a racing gearbox, or do any of those kinds of things. Also, you probably want to replace the camshafts so that you don't have to shift as much. You can rev the engine out for longer, which is nice. But all of this was able to allow the 370z to get a time of 1 minute 22.918. But the comparison car is what I personally think is a much better looking version, and it's the older 350z Fairlady. And this car pretty much has the same profile, pretty much looks the same. The difference is less spikes. I just think it's much simpler and much cooler. I think they went too over the top for the 370z, and especially if you've ever seen newer models of this car that aren't the original one, that have the HID lights in the front. It's just a very good looking car, and it's still got the wheel arches, and it's still got the interesting profile. But I just think it's a much simpler and cooler version, especially with the those reflective little lines that kind of look like air vents on the side of the big grille in the front. But oh wow, I cut that corner a bit. Anyway, this car, it's also pretty good. I think, at least from what I found, it shifts a little bit quicker just from the upgrades. They have very similar upgrades. Obviously this one has more because it's a worse car to start, but there's not much you can really do there. And it is fast, and I find it more controllable, but unfortunately it's not as fast as the 370, even though I think it's much more fun to drive and much cooler looking. But the 370 got the 122. This car was able to run a 123.49, so almost exactly a half a second slower, which is annoying because I think it's better looking and just easier on the eyes in general. It's also very stunning in person. But anyway, if you guys like this video, as always, comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you in my next commentary. Thank you for watching, and peace out.